What's going on YouTube? Today we're going to talk about all the custom options that are available for the Feiyu A2000 as well as their other gimbal stabilizers from the Feiyu On app. There's another level of control that you can get from the Feiyu app. Right now the Feiyu app works for a ton of their products, including their smaller and smartphone gimbals all the way up to the A2000, A1000. It's really easy. All you have to do is open up the app, choose the product that you're connecting to and hit connect, and then once this is on, it'll look for it to connect via Bluetooth. As long as they're relatively close, you should easily find it in the menu. So once you're logged into your device, there is a joystick that you can kind of move all the same ways that you can move the regular joystick, or you can hit the reset option so that it just returns to its starting point. You also have options to engage the all follow or panning follow, so whether you want it to follow your movements with tilt and pans or just pans. Additionally, in the upper right corner, you can hit the 3 bars to open up the settings, which allows you to adjust all the parameters. First, we're going to open up the follow settings. Whenever you open it up, it's going to read the current parameters and then give you options to change those. So in the follow settings for both panning and tilt, you can adjust the dead zone as well as the follow speed. And the dead zone is how much you can turn before it starts to follow you. So you can adjust that anywhere from 0 all the way up to 45 degrees. So if you want a little bit more leeway when you're holding it, you can set it really high so that it doesn't follow your movements until you really take a steep turn, or you can have it follow every single one of your movements based on what you're filming. And then you can adjust the follow speed as well. So right now I've got it set to 0, which is its lowest speed, which it's still gonna follow, just very, very slowly. You can adjust that follow speed all the way up to 100. You can see now it's following much faster. You can go any percent in between there, so there's a lot of customization to get the exact level of motion that you want, and both of those parameter adjustments are available for tilt as well. Next up, we've got the joystick settings. So first thing that you can do is change how the joystick's orientation is if you want to inverse its orientation. So now when I hit up, it's gonna go downward, and when I hit down, it's gonna go upward, and when I hit left, it's gonna go right, and when I hit right, it's gonna go left, because they're all inversed. The other thing you can do in the joystick settings is adjust how fast it tilts or pans when you're using the joystick. We're gonna max both these out, so that would be the fastest pan that you can get out of the joystick. So you can pan it all the way down to literally 0 pan, absolutely none. So let's try and go really slow. Okay, I'm holding it down right now, I'm holding it left. You can see it's just creeping by. So it goes much slower than it'll follow. So it's really nice that you can customize both the follow options and the joysticks, because then with all one type of control, you can maybe calibrate your fast movements, your fast pans to joystick pans, and your slow pans to movement based, so that you can have both of those options at your disposal without having to update the settings in between shots. You can also manually adjust the horizontal calibration. You can adjust it horizontally by up to 10 degrees in either direction, but you can also adjust it by 1/100th of a degree as well, so you can get really specific. And lastly, there is the auto rotation mode rate, and this is a feature. If you tap the mode button 4 times, it'll begin basically a time lapse where it's turning around very, very slowly and capturing. And in here, you can adjust that up to 8 hours. So if you've got it set up for your camera battery to last that long and you want to do an 8-hour time lapse with this, you can do a 360-degree turn, a single turn, in over an 8-hour period. But obviously you've got a lot more customization than that. You can break it down 12 seconds a turn, 18, 24, 30, 1 minute, 15, 30, hour, 4 hours, 8 hours. So you can do a lot of different increments of time if you want. And that's not just reserved for panning. You can also modify the amount of tilt that it has over that period of time, and it doesn't have to be the same amount of adjustment. So you can have a small tilt while it's panning quickly, or you can have a large tilt over a long period of time. So you can adjust all those parameters and basically set this up and just let it go. And as long as your batteries are fully charged to last those 8 hours that you're letting it go for, then you're gonna be good to go and come away with some time-lapse footage. So right now I've got it in the time-lapse mode. I don't know if you guys can see that motion, but it is ever so slightly turning. And because of that mount on the bottom, you're not stuck with just this little tripod. You can put this on any type of tripod and use it when you're traveling so that you can get that type of time-lapse footage. And of course, the most useful button after you come in here and mess everything up, there is a restore default settings, which we're gonna do since we just messed with everything. I hope this last video on the Feiyu A2000 and everything that you can do with it helped you out. And until next time, keep on shooting, YouTube.